I'm Big T.
I'm Scott.
And we're the Nerd Treasure Chest. Okay, so a little bit different today. Normally we look at those retro figures and things of that nature, but as we've stated, we are the Nerd Treasure Chest. We want to talk about all sorts of nerdy things, not just Star Wars figures, even though they are awesome. I have been a long time Magic the Gathering player. Casually, not competitively, because I'm not that great at it, but I have a lot of fun with it. And in the last several years, Magic has started to expand the game by doing licensing. So the first thing was a Walking Dead's what they call Secret Lair, where you get these cards and they had like Rick and Michonne and Daryl, if you're familiar with the Walking Dead IP. It had those characters on there. And then they expanded it to Street Fighter games. There's a lot of others. There's some Minecraft, I think. There's the Fortnite cards. The big one they did this last year was Warhammer 40k. They had 4 different decks. For those of you who may not know what Magic the Gathering is, it's a collectible card game that came out in 1993, where you are basically a wizard, which they call Planeswalker, and you have a deck of cards, and your object is to kill your opponents, or knock them out, as they say now, more politically correct, I guess. Depending on the game you play, your life total is anywhere from 20 to 40 life. You summon creatures, monsters, spells, anything from vampires to dragons to goblins to orcs to humans who are knights and soldiers. You name it. It's anything that's fantasy world based, you'll find in this game. But with the IT expansion, once Hasbro bought the company that owns Magic, we started thinking things like Transformer cards, which is a little odd when I have a dragon attacking you and you can block with Optimus Prime.
That's very odd.
Very weird.
Yeah.
But some of the ones they hit on a little bit better, and the newest one they did was the Lord of the Rings IP, which fits right into that fantasy world really well. I bought a little bit that came out, so I'm going to give you just some examples inside the Nerd Treasure Chest.
May the Force be with you.
Alright, here are the 2 that I got this past weekend.
Whoa,
this is what they call a commander deck.
Okay.
You buy these decks pre-made. The commander format is a 100-card deck featuring a commander or general, and then a 99-card deck. The basic rules of this one are you can't have any duplicate cards outside of basic lands, or cards that specifically say you can have more than one in your deck. Ideal is to have 3 opponents, a 4-player game. First one to knock everybody out wins. This one you see here is the Host of Mordor deck with Sauron, the Lord of the Rings. There are 3 other decks you can buy featuring Sam and Frodo, the Riders of Rohan, and an Elven deck with Galandra. They're on the shelves this week, or probably by the time this video's out, already on the shelves. I think they're around $50 each, usually.
I actually want to go buy one of these. Which one should I go buy if I want to buy? So I've never played Magic before. I'm going to cut in right now, but which one should I go buy if I want to play Lord of the Rings starting out, brand new?
I think this one's a more challenging deck.
Okay.
I think a simpler deck will be the Riders of Rohan deck.
Okay.
Where you'll get Aragorn and you'll get Eowyn and some of the other characters, and it's a little bit easier to kind of get into it and go on. This deck's a little more complicated, I think.
Okay.
Not more of a beginner deck. There are beginner decks out there. In fact, with this product, if you want to play a standard 60-card deck, player one-on-one, they actually made a Sauron versus Frodo deck you can buy where there's 2 pre-made decks ready to go.
Okay.
But I'll be honest, I specialize in Commander now. It's just the easier format for me to play with the cards, and we'll get into that at a time. But so some new Lord of the Rings stuff. I also got this bundle set. This came with 8 packs, what they call set boosters. Set boosters are a little bit different. You have a higher chance to get additional rares and something like that, as compared to a draft booster, which is meant to you draft, which is I'll explain another time. And then, of course, there are collector boosters for the chase cards and things of that nature. But this one just basically came with 8 set boosters, which I was going to get anyway. And by buying the bundle like this, you maybe have a hard time seeing on the back here, but there are 4 special cards inside. There's a Frodo, a Sam, a Gollum, and a 1 ring. And the 4 of them, if you put them together, they make one artwork show. So it's just kind of a neat little thing. So I went with that, so I can get those 4 cards, plus the set booster inside.
Okay.
But the thing that's really interesting about what they're doing this time, Magic has slowly started to put in numbered cards. So, like, there's a certain card that has 1 of 500. You get 2 of 500, 250 of 500. They did in the Brothers War set, some of the old artifacts and stuff like that could be serialized cards. They're doing that again with Lord of the Rings. A basic card in Magic called a Soul Ring, which is used to help speed up the game, has been reproduced with elven lettering to look like the rings the elves got, the rings the dwarves got, the ring of men got. If you're not familiar with the Lord of the Rings lore, go watch the movies. They cover a good portion of it very, very well. There's some things, I know, Tom Bombadil, don't yell at me, but the movies cover a lot of the lore, I think, fairly well. So with the Elven Rings, they only made 3,000 you can get in collector's packs, but they numbered 300 of them. So there's a 1 in 300 Elven Rings, because the elves got 3 rings. For the dwarves, there's 5,000, or the numbered 500, 1 in 500. And of course, the rings of men, there's 9,000 of those soul rings with the elvish and the artwork, because the men got 9 ring, and there's 1 of 900. But to drive the market crazy, they made a special version of the 1 ring, and it is serialized, Scott, as 1 of 1. At the time of recording this video, there's a bounty for that ring from some people in Barcelona, I want to say, of $2 million.
Pause.
At the time the ring is found, and there's always been some claims that's been found, but they're not valid, I don't believe. Yeah, first it started off with like $100,000, then someone went to 2, 3. A company in the States went to $1 million. Now this company in Spain's going to $2 million. It may sell for even more than that.
That's crazy.
Just nuts for 1 card, but it's a serialized 1 of 1 card. Now you can get the card non-serialized in these boxes and sets, but you can't get that 1 of 1 anything with the collector's packs, which will come in the collector bundles, which will be out, I believe, in July. You can get those in the collector packs off the shelf, or if you're lucky to find them now.
So right now, which ones can you buy like on Amazon, or like these are the only collector's packs you can buy right now that are available?
So the collector's packs you can buy as a box of 12. I think they're between $400 and $500 right now for 12 packs of cards.
Wow.
Where you've got a chance to get some of the serialized cards and potentially the 1 of 1 ring.
Just curious.
Now there is a collector's bundle that comes out in July that is this same bundle here, but with a collector's pack included as well. It's going to be a little bit more than what I paid for this. Again, consult your local game stores to see what the prices are. But there's a chance that the card could be in one of those packs as well. If I'm not mistaken, and if I'm wrong, tell me wrong in the comments, I'm wrong. The first run of collector packs in these bundles and the stuff being shipped to the stores, Wizards did say the ring would be in one of those packs.
Oh.
So when the second run comes out later this year, if there's a demand for more, they make more, the ring won't be in those. It's this first run, so we should, I think, by mid-July, hopefully someone's found the actual ring. And
it's a pretty cool way to do it.
It is a very interesting way.
It is.
And like I said, these characters fit into the realm of Magic so well. You've got wizards like Gandalf, you've got brave warriors like Aragorn, you've got elves like Legolas. These characters all fit perfectly in the Magic world, so I personally am very happy to see this license get used inside Magic the Gathering. Like I said, some of the other license, it's a little odd that I can play with Optimus Prime and Théoden. You know, it's weird. In fact, the next set that comes out in October, as far as what they call Universes Beyond IPs, is going to be one of my favorites, Doctor Who. I don't think Doctor Who belongs in Magic, but I'll buy them all anyway.
That's the reason why you don't want it to be.
If I don't get in Magic, like don't you jerks do Star Wars. Disney, hold on to that. Don't make I do not want to have to block Starscream with Darth Vader. It's just not going to feel like Magic anymore. And I need my elves, my goblins, my knights, my warriors, all to be in here. So yeah, maybe one day I'll just go a little bit more in depth. You can find videos online all over the place on how to learn how to play Magic the Gathering. It's a very simple game. You have land, you have creatures, you have spells. You use the land to cast the creatures and spells to attack and defend the other players until there's one winner left in a general game. It's easy to learn, complex to master.
Absolutely.
It's something I've been in and out of for the last 29 years. I started playing in '94. And I've quit and sold my cards, come back, sold my cards. I'm not selling my cards anymore because some of these things have gotten to be very ridiculously expensive. The rarest and most expensive Magic card, or one of the rarest, is called a Black Lotus. And I believe Post Malone paid $800,000 for an artist proof. You can fact check me on that in the chat.
Host doing it up in Magic.
That's something else too. You have some people. I think Post Malone's probably the most famous Magic player there is. That he's made all this money. This IP right here through Magic the Gathering, I think is the best one they've done. They've done a really good job with the design of the cards, the flavor of the cards, to tell the story of Lord of the Rings as best they could. As you see, it's Tales from Middle-earth. I imagine at some point in time we might revisit this IP again. Maybe one day, we'll see. Like I said, I know later this year Doctor Who's coming up. Again, down below, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the next two are Final Fantasy and Assassin's Creed that we'll see in 2024. And who knows where Magic will keep going with all of these. Again, you can dream of it and Magic can get the IP for it, then they're going to make the cards.
Yeah, let us know down below.
Well, what IPs would you like to see Magic go against next? And we're probably not going to see Star Wars or Marvel because they're owned by Disney, but what about Star Trek?
Oh, yeah.
Personally, I think Legend of Zelda would be awesome.
Oh, yeah, that would be
a
really
Magic
cool.
IP. A buddy of mine wants to see He-Man. I think that'd be a great, sword and sorcery type thing. Again, as always, when we're done, back in the box. Again, these are just two examples of so much product you can get through the Magic the Gathering license. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of info regarding this new IP. And as always,
I'm Scott.
I'm Big T. Like and subscribe.
Welcome to the Nerd Treasure Chest portal. Which path will you choose? The choice is yours.